Okay, so good morning everyone. Today we will be discussing about the topic under logic, which is the proposition. Okay, so first let us define what is a proposition. So a proposition class is a declarative sentence that is either true or false. Okay, so in English class, we have different type of sentences. We have the declarative, we have the interrogative, we have the exclamatory, and the sentence that gives, what do you call this one? Ordered. Yan. So, for the proposition class, it should be a declarative, excuse me, should be a declarative sentence wherein we can answer it if it is true or false. Wherein for true, we can denote it as letter T or 1, but for now, we will be using the letter T or whatever direction na ibibigay ko later sa inyo. So, for true, we can denote it as either true or 1 or T or 1, and for false, we can denote it as either F or 0. Okay? So, last week, or from the previous topic, I've discussed about the variables, wherein variables used to represent real numbers. So, in here, this topic proposition, we will be using also the variables. So, variables are used to represent propositions. Okay? So, gagamit tayo dito ng variables. And the most common variables used are, we have the P, Q, and R. Okay? So, that is the definition of a proposition. It is a declarative sentence that is either true or false. Now, I will give an example and let's see if these sentences are proposition or not. Okay? Okay, now, since I gave already the definition of proposition, then let's have an example here. So, I will not give the answer immediately. So, lahat tayo dapat sasagot, and from this example, we can now assess if naintindihan ba natin kung anong ibig sabihin ng proposition. Okay? So, let's have number 1. So, I will give you 5 we will answer each item. Then, I want you to answer also. So, I will give you 5 seconds to answer. Then, after that, I will give the answer. Answer in each item. Okay? So, number 1, we have look out. So, 5 seconds starts. Okay, time's up. So, the answer for number 1 is not a proposition. It is not a proposition. Why? Because the sentence is exclamatory. Okay? Tingnan nyo yung ginamit na what do you call this? Dito, yung ginamit dito na symbol. That is exclamation mark. So, when the sentence has an exclamation mark, then that sentence is exclamatory. Okay? Parang masidhing damdamin sa Tagalog. Okay, nag-show ng masidhing damdamin. It's either galit or nagbabanta. Ganyan. So, look out. Parang sumisikap. Look out. Ganon, di ba? Yan. So, number 1 is not a proposition. Yes? So, I hope you got the correct answer. Let's have number 2. How far is it to the next town? How far is it to the next town? Okay? Pasensyahan tayo ha kung mali yung pagkabasa ko or yung taas baba ng pagbasa dyan, kasi hindi ako medyo bihasa sa mga ganyan class. Okay? So, how far is it to the next town? So, your 5 seconds starts now. Okay, time's up. So, what is your answer? If your answer is not a proposition, then you are correct, okay? The answer for item 2 is not a proposition. Why? Because the sentence is asking a question. Okay, nagtatanong po siya. Wherein, the sentence use question mark. Okay? So, number 2, it is not a proposition. Okay, next item, number 3, we have x plus 2 equals 2x. X plus 2 equals 2x. Your 5 seconds starts now. Okay, time's up. Okay, if your answer is a proposition, okay, if your answer for item 3 is a proposition, then you are wrong. Okay, so x plus 2 equals 2x plus is not a proposition again. Why? Because the definition of the proposition is that it answers the question, or we can determine it if the sentence is true or false. Now, for item 3, can we answer that x plus 2 equals 2x is true or false? No, di ba? Napag-usapan na natin yan. I gave already that type of example from the previous topic already na merong x din, wherein walang binigay na value yung x. Then we cannot justify that equation or expression is true or false. Okay? So, ilan na nakukuha nyo? Ayan. So, you assess yourself, ha? Next, number 4 is x plus 2 equals 2x when x equals negative 2. Okay? Your time starts now. Okay, time's up. So, if your answer for number 4 is proposition, then you are correct. Yan. So, for number 4, that is a proposition na class. If you will to observe, item 3 and item 4 are the same. But their differences is that for item 4, nagbigay siya ng value ng x, which is negative 2. Since we already have the value of x for number 4, then we can now justify or prove that this expression is either true or false. Okay? So, for item 4, that is a proposition. Okay? Next item, number 5. All cows are brown. All cows are brown. Okay, your time starts now. Okay, time's up. Okay, for number 5, all cows are brown are proposition. Yes, it is a proposition because we can answer it as true or false. All cows are brown. What is your answer? Is it true or false? Okay, false. Kasi hindi po lahat ng baka ay kulay brown. May mga puti din po at may mga baka din na may mga spots. Yan. Okay, so all cows are brown is a proposition. Next, item number 6. The earth is farther from the sun than Venus. The earth is farther from the sun than Venus. Okay, your time starts now. Okay, time's up. So for number 6, the answer is proposition. Yes, it is a proposition. The earth is farther from the sun than Venus. It is a declarative sentence. Yes, number 7. Okay, last 2 items we have. There is life on Mars. There is life on Mars. Your time starts now. Okay, so time's up. There is life on Mars. Okay, may kulang tayo. Okay, there's life on Mars is a proposition again. Yes, it is a proposition. Next, for item number 8, we have 2 times 2 equals 5. Okay, dito na lang, baka isipin nyo na x yan. Ganito na lang. 2 times 2 equals 5. Your time starts now. Okay, time's up. So for number 8, 2 times 2 equals 5 is a declarative, a proposition. Okay? It is a proposition class because kahit mali yung sagot dito na 5 yung niligay pero dapat 4 is masasagot pa natin siya ng false. Okay? So 2 times 2 equals 5 is a proposition wherein the truth value is false. Okay, so those are some examples of proposition. Okay? Yan, so ilan po yung nakuha nyo? Okay, so kindly get your total score. So kung naka 5 out of 8 kayo, okay, that's good. At least 5 out of 8, okay na yun. Naintindihan nyo na siya. Okay, so let's have more examples. I will give more examples. Okay, ayan. So, may mga background tayo class na mga tunog ng ibon, mga tahol ng aso, ayan. So, let's have more examples. So, I have here 4. Meron pa tayong 4 na examples. Then, let's determine if it is a proposition or not. Okay, so first is, do you want to go to the movies? Do you want to go to the movies? Okay. So, kahit hindi nyo na siya actually basahin yung sentence class, as long as nakita nyo yung mga symbols ng exclamation mark, ng question mark, ayan, automatic na po yan na that sentence is not a proposition. So, do you want to go to the movies is not a proposition. Okay? Next, clean up your room. Clean up your room. Is it a proposition or not? Okay, so that sentence class is not a proposition. Why, ma'am? Why is it that sentence is not a proposition? Can you answer? Can you answer that sentence as true or false? No, you cannot answer that as true or false. And that sentence class is not a declarative sentence. It is an imperative sentence. Ano yung imperative sentence, ma'am? Ang imperative sentence class is yung mga nag-uutos, yung please, yung mga nagpi-please, ganyan. Okay, nag-a-ask siya ng parang, what do you call this one na? Yung basta na parang nag-uutos or nakikiusap, yon. So, those are some examples of imperative sentences. Kindly put this on my bag. Kindly erase, kindly clean up the board, or kindly erase what is written on the board. So those are imperative sentences, which is not a proposition. Next is 2x equals 2 plus x is the same with my previous example a while back, which is the x plus 2 equals 2x na ata yun, yes? So, parang binaliktad lang ata. Yan, nabaliktad ko lang pala. Yes, 2x equals 2 plus x is not a proposition. Next is, this sentence is false. This sentence is false. So, from this sentence class, parang, tawag dito, mahirapan ka i-assume if this sentence is true. Is it true? Is it false? So, parang, tawag dito, you cannot identify what does this sentence means. This sentence is false. So, kapag ganito class, ang mga ganitong example, we call it as paradox. Okay? This type of sentence is an example of paradox. Okay? So, we cannot identify if the sentence is true or false. Okay? Parang questionable siya. So, wherein this sentence, this sentence is false, is not a proposition. Ayan. So, these 4 examples here are not proposition. Ayan. Di ba sabi kanina, from the definition of the proposition that, excuse me, we can answer it, or we can identify a proposition if it is true or false. So, in each proposition class, it can be assigned one of 2 truth values. Okay? So, we can assign each proposition like this. Each proposition, we can assign one of 2 truth values. One of the 2 truth values, which is the true or false. So later, if just like this one, do you want, since these examples pala, itong mga examples na to are not proposition, then we can no longer identify the truth value anymore because they are not proposition. But if the sentence is a proposition, we need to identify or assign if that proposition is true or false. So the true or false class is what we call the truth values, or the truth value of the proposition. So just like for example kanina, the cow, all cows are brown. So all cows are brown. Okay. So this sentence is a proposition. We proved that already. All cows are brown. So what is the truth value of this proposition? All cows are brown. So the truth value is false. Okay? So it's not true kasi na lahat ng baka ay color brown. Okay? Okay, so let me discuss to you this one class kasi baka yung iba sa inyo hindi pa alam nito. Kasi for proposition, hindi lang po sa mga sentences about mga pangyayari, or yun, mga all cows are brown, all faces are round, ganun. Hindi lang po ganun yung pwede nating gamitin, or pwede nating i-identify if it is a proposition or not. Kasi we can we can connect also the concept of mathematics, all the concept of mathematics in here. So we have I think you already know about the real number system, but we need to review muna, baka sa inyo may mga iba sa inyo na hindi na natatandaan. Okay? So we have the real number system class. Sa lahat ng mga numbers na encounter na natin, that these or those numbers are part of the real number system. Okay? Wherein the real number system consists of the rational and the irrational. Yeah. So we have the rational. This symbol stands for rational, and this symbol stands for irrational. Wherein irrational class, these numbers are terminating and non-terminating numbers. We have just like the value, or repeating and non-repeating numbers. We have the value of pi. We have the square root of 2. Ano pa ba? Yung mga complex numbers. So those are examples of irrational numbers. While for rational number, ito yung part ni rational number. Kung makikita nyo, walang hanggang irrational lang siya. Hindi na divide si rational. Okay. Kung mga irrational class is just like the value of phi. So, yung value ng phi, that is an example of irrational also. These are repeating and non-repeating, terminating and non-terminating numbers. Okay? Here, sa rational, it is divided into 2. We have fractions and integers. Okay? Again, fractions are not the same with integers, ha? So, the rational is divided into 2, we have the fractions and integers, wherein under fractions, ito yung mga, alam nyo naman siguro yung mga fractions, 1/2, yan, 3/4, yon. Those are examples of fractions. While sa integers naman, alam niyo naman siguro kung ano ang integers. We have the positive and negative integers, wherein ginagamit natin yan to plot points using the Cartesian plane. So we have the integers, wherein the integers is divided into 2. Or again, we have the negative integers and the whole numbers. Integers pala, class. Integers is denoted by this symbol. Ang pangit ng pagkasulat ko. Ayusin natin. Wala ng ink. Z. Yan, basta ganyan yung integers. Wherein it is divided into 2, we have the negative integers and the whole numbers. Whole numbers, positive numbers, those are the same. Parehas lang yon. So for negative numbers, class, to identify if that integer is negative or positive, all we have to do is to write this symbol here. This sign is for negative integers. Na-erase na siya. Yan. Tapos kung positive naman, plus sign yan, or positive sign. So Z, negative. So negative integers. And whole numbers, we use the symbol W. So whole numbers is divided into 2. We have 0 and natural number. Yes, class. 0 is a whole number. Ayan. Always remember that 0 is a whole number. And what are those natural numbers? Natural numbers, class, are also called counting numbers. Those natural numbers, class, are also counting numbers, wherein it is denoted by capital letter N. Ayan, di ba? Kung sa English, mga letters lang ito, pero sa math, may mga ibig sabihin pala, just like Q, mga Q bar, Z, ayan, Z negative, and W. Minsan ginagamit din ang O to denote odd numbers, E to denote even numbers. Ayan. So, this is the real number system, class. Natural numbers, class, are also counting numbers. What are those counting numbers? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on and so forth. Hindi po kasali si negative kasi naihiwalay po si negative integers. So, 0 and natural numbers are whole numbers. Okay? Please remind this, class, because if you don't know this, and later I will create a sentence or a proposition or a declarative sentence from this real number system, then you cannot later prove or identify if that sentence is a proposition or not. Okay? So, this is the real number system. Okay, so our next topic, class, is the logical operator. So, pinakaunang part for the proposition, for the logic topic is we need to identify first the proposition before we proceed with the logical operator. So, that ends our first discussion about the proposition. So, please watch the next video which talks about the logical operators. So, class, pa-subscribe naman sa channel ko. Yan. So, I will be uploading this video, class, sa YouTube channel. So, para hindi naman sayang yung pag-create ko ng video. What if, syempre, baka mga friends din kayo with the other school na nagtuturo, need din ng mga ganito. Pero, wag nyo na lang parang i-share. So, exclusive for my students na lang muna. Okay, so, let's have the next topic, which is the logical operator, for the next video. Okay, if you have some questions, please do chat me or chat sa group chat na lang natin. Hindi na lang po sa may comment section. Okay, so bye-bye!